Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. This is Psychic Medium Raymond Guzman, and today I'm going to be doing a psychic reading on Yolanda Saldivar. She is the woman that murdered Selena Quintanilla Perez in 1995. And I've done a reading on Selena, and I've spoken about her. I've spoken about Yolanda, but I have never really done a reading and gone into the mind of someone like her. As you can see, here's her photo. Immediately, I'm not going to, I'm going to get into it. She wants to come out of prison. We all know she wants to come out. She wants to be out in the world again, but I don't feel like she is going to. I feel a lot of health issues with this woman that she would be going through. A lot of sickness and disease is what I feel from her. I feel a lot of inflammation. I would feel like I see like she would have some arthritis already developed. I feel like she also may have like other issues with like diabetes and obesity, things like that. And maybe not even obesity as well, but there's other, like, something with her blood system as well is not good, and her health is failing her. And I honestly feel like it may not be that much longer before, her soul is preparing to transition. Now, people that are listening to me would be saying, well, are you saying that she's going to die, or is she, what are you saying? Because psychics typically don't give that kind of information. I'm not saying that she's going to die. I'm not wishing death upon her. But I am saying that I do feel like her life energy, her prana, is very weak. And I feel like, and what I hear my spirit guides tell me is that it's a possibility that she's getting ready to exit this world within the next 3 years, okay, or less. So anywhere between now and 3 years from now, it's very possible that she will be exiting this world. I feel like her mission and her soul here on Earth is done, and I don't feel like this woman is going to reincarnate. She's a very dark soul. She is a liar, and there's a lot of questions as to why did she do what she did. Was she really obsessed with Selena? What was really going on with her and Selena? Now, a lot of people tend to think that she was obsessed with her only, but I see beyond that she wasn't just obsessed. She also was very angry at AB, her father, Abraham, I believe. She was very upset at the father, Selena's father, and also at Chris. And I feel like she had some kind of dirt over the family that she was holding over Selena's head. That's what I keep getting. And I feel like she would have threatened Selena, and Selena was like telling her, no, this is my family. You need to stop. You need to leave us alone, etc. But I feel like she was very conniving, very contrived. When I look at her eyes, I don't see the brown eyes that, of course, I do see the brown eyes, but when from a psychic perspective, when I tune into the soul level, I actually see a demon, okay? And so this woman definitely has demons living inside of her. And it's like they are going to drag her soul to hell eventually, which is something I never really talk about or say here on my channel like this, but this woman has a lot of rage and anger. She didn't act out of nothing. But there is some certainty as to what happened to Selena and why she was actually shot. I do pick up that there would have been, but I do get that there would have been a lot of darkness that followed this lady, and led her to do this. But like I was saying, there was something that she was holding over Selena's head. I feel like this was family secrets. This was to like destroy Selena's career. She had things in her possession, and I feel like in many ways that she has kind of held her tongue for a long time. The thing that I find very odd, and Spirit kept bringing forth to me, people like her, typically, now I'm not saying that this is always the case, but typically when they are in prison, somebody would take them out. The fact that she has been alive all this time and she's been very protected means that somebody has some kind of has protection for her. You know what I mean? There is some protection that has been bought, some protection that has been earned in some way in the prison system. Why? Otherwise, why would a high profile criminal? Now, I'm not saying that, again, that I wished anything bad would happen to her, but a lot of people on the outside world do wish that upon her because she took from us a young life. This woman has a lot of trickery, and that's how demons work. They're very trickery, the things that they say. But I also feel to a certain extent that she was telling the truth, that she did have secrets on Selena, and that there would have been something that Selena and her family that would have been involved in. It would have impacted. I think this was more about Selena herself and her life is what I'm getting. And that they wanted to cover it up, but Yolanda found out, even though she wasn't always around the family, she found out. And I don't feel like this is all about money, like the movie and the interviews have said, that she was just robbing or, just stealing from Selena's fan base, club, etc., and all of that. No, this goes a little bit more beyond that in darkness. Like, one of the things that I had to, that I saw recently was like an interview, whatnot. And I have to say that, Selena, we see Selena as the queen of Tejano music. We see her as the person that had a career and that was very famous. But Selena also was a human being. And beyond the stage presence and beyond, who she was, she had feelings. And I don't feel like everything was peach perfect in Selena's life. Like, not everything was good. So when Yolanda said that, and has said that before, that Selena wasn't happy, I honestly believe that. I believe her in that respect, because when I tune into Selena's soul, and I actually did that reading for her a long time ago, I feel like she's at peace now, but I don't feel like she was at that time. I do feel like there would have been some things, and I know a lot of you have wanted me to revisit Selena's psychic reading, maybe doing another one, and I may actually do that, see what I get. But there is some kind of dark secret that the family was hiding, and I see a lot of guilt with the father. Not that he is guilty, but he holds on to some burden. On some level, Abraham is someone that has and lives with regret, and I feel like he regrets that he didn't see this, that he didn't stop her ahead of time. But like I said, I feel like this woman has some kind of protection around her, and not just demonic protection, but in the form of humans that have her mouth shut. Like, they could easily have taken her out in the prison system, right? But the fact that she's still alive and she's still fighting for parole and whatnot, and she's maintained her silence, this woman has been silenced. Like, she has been vowed to silence, either because she's been threatened that she would be taken out, or because someone is just waiting for her to eventually get released. Like I said, it's very funny because when I do this reading, I am getting like there is this release, but then Spirit makes it, and I'm like, what is this? Like, I feel like she could be released on parole, but then I feel like the family would not want that to happen. So that's why I kind of feel like when I'm doing this reading that her soul is preparing to exit. Whatever she has. I feel like she has written about it. She has it there, but will people take it seriously? Because these are words and things from a murderer, right? So people may not take it seriously, but in those documents that she has written, because she has written some kind of book, is what I'm hearing. There is writing that Yolanda has, and there's somebody else that knows her in the system, that knows the secret. In time, that is going to be leaked out, and it's going to come out in the public. Okay, so I feel like, again, it's very confusing. Like I said, not all of when Spirit presents information to us, it's not always very clear. But I do feel like there was something about another man in Selena's life. Okay, And I know that this may be very disrespectful, and I apologize. I mean no disrespect at all when I'm doing this reading. But what I get are very much details here that there would have been another guy that would have been in Selena's life. Not that Selena was out there cheating on Chris or anything like that. No, but there was a younger man that would have been interested in Selena. Okay. And again, I don't know. And when I say younger, I mean at the time when they were alive. Well, when Selena was alive, this guy would have been maybe a little older than her, but young still. There definitely was another man involved, and there would have been judgment. There would have been some kind of scandal if the people found out what his true feelings were for Selena. So again, I feel like Yolanda was led to do what she had to, she was led to do what the demons made her do in many ways, to keep all of this a secret, but at the same time, stopping Selena's soul here on Earth from accomplishing more of the mission that she had on here. This was all devil energy, all demonic. And I also feel like there's something that the family knows that they'll never come out and never will say. But like I said, nothing, because, you know, you hear that saying that some things are taken to the grave. But I feel like in some ways that this woman knows very much, and it is eating her up like a cancer over the years because she's kept her mouth shut. And when she's opened it, people don't take her seriously or her word. They call her a liar in many ways. But when we are talking about somebody like her, what I am getting is that Spirit is saying that yes, she's lied a lot about a lot of things, but the one thing that she didn't lie was that there was some foul play that was going on as well. I feel like in many ways that Yolanda, perhaps, hear me out, could have been threatened beyond what the movie showed us, etc. There could have been some other kind of threats, and she had Selena blackmailed and her family blackmailed, okay, in some way. These are, again, the things that we're never going to really know until that information is leaked out. And I feel like she's waiting for her exit or for someone to try to take her out, or, you know, her time would come to, you know, naturally die of natural causes, etc., because her soul, you know, is ready to exit, that information is going to be released and leaked. But there was definitely something about a relationship. There was something about another man in Selena's life that was trying to ruin what Selena had with Chris, ruin her reputation in some way. So I do feel like there was some truth to this. Now, whether or not, you know, people want to acknowledge it or not, again, this is just a psychic reading. It's just information from Spirit. You know, I'm just the messenger, but I had to tune into her because I'm a big fan of Selena still. And I've, you know, was listening to a lot of Selena videos, music videos, La Carcacha, and just a lot of other videos. And I follow her sisters, Suzette and AB, on Instagram. And whenever I was tuning into her, tuning into the family and whatnot, Yolanda kept popping up, and I kept feeling like I needed to do a psychic reading. Whenever Spirit leads me to do a psychic reading on someone, I have to do it. But this woman is a major liar, but there are some truths to her story, even though there are loopholes. But I feel like, again, she has been kept alive in many ways beyond what the legal system, you know, protects her and etc., because she has information that could potentially be and it, you know, people would be like, Raymond, you know, well, at this point, who cares? Like, Selena's image could never be ruined. Maybe so, right? Maybe the legacy would live on and people would not take Yolanda seriously. But there could be some other information that that would have an impact on a legal standpoint on Selena's family. And again, that's just what I get. Like, there was something about legalities, something about the money. Like I said, it wasn't just about the money, but there was definitely something about the operation of Selena's corporation, or not corporation, but business dealings, and something about a male that was interested in her, that was like trying to make attempts to court her in some way, to have a relationship in some way. And in Yolanda's mind that day, she made a statement that in the hotel room that there could have been somebody else in the property. And I actually believe that there was another male, and there was a male in the property or in that vicinity as well when I tune in. Whether or not she shot Selena is the question. I feel like she did pull that trigger, and I feel like it was out of rage in the moment. It was in rage in the moment, but there's definitely was somebody else watching, somebody else that was like watching that she carried this out. There is a male, and that's all I can say here, that there would have been a male watching. And whether the police ever would reopen this case or etc., I don't know, but I don't think they are. And really and truly, I do feel like there was somebody that was watching everything go down. So this is very much like a triangle in many ways. And that's what I get. And that's what I get about Yolanda. And I don't feel sorry that she is in prison. She is where she deserves to be. Do I feel like Selena's family is guilty, or like, they had anything to do with it? No, I don't. I do feel like they're, innocent, but I do feel like they definitely know things that they're never going to talk about. I also feel like, there are things that Yolanda will never talk about until, like I said, her soul exits, and then somebody else is going to come forward. And I feel like it is a female that would have this information. But really and truly, people are not going to, even if it would come forward, people are not going to believe her or believe that, what Yolanda says, because again, in everybody's hearts and minds, they see Selena as this Tejano queen and superstar icon. So big angel hugs to everyone. I hope that, this reading kind of gives you a little bit more into the mind of Yolanda, which is, it's very twisted, very dark, very sadistic. But she is being haunted in so many ways, and there is no peace in where she's at. When I say haunted, I mean that there are things, other beings that live in her and that torture her daily. And so she's pretty aware of where she would be going when she does transition into the world of spirit. It's going to be in a very dark and lower vibration because, again, of what she did. But, this is a soul that will never reincarnate at all. But this is what I get. Again, big angel hugs to everyone. My prayers and big hugs to Selena's family, to her fans. I'm sorry that you're having to listen to this, but like I said, I have no control. When Spirit guides me to make a video to discuss something, I have to do it. And so I hope that, in some way that this kind of helps, understand a little bit more into the whole aspect of what went down in 1995. Many blessings. And again, until next time, bye.